We are back on a Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. Our House Mondays. And today I'm going to do a little segment on our favorite gig worker CEO. Probably the world's number one evil CEO that is destroying, screwing over workers and families worldwide. Right? There's no argument about it, right? And the reason why I say that is because anyone that pays $2 million for security annually, for their own security, this is almost as much as Jeff Bezos does, is a very hated man, is a very hated individual, right? That is constantly watching his back, right? Because people are done with this guy. They done. And not only is he compromising our safety by not doing anything about safety, by not spending money on safety, he's hurting our families. And how does he hurt our families? He constantly experiments with us, right? We are this like ongoing experiment. Every week or 2 weeks, they switch it up and people have to adjust and find ways to work differently, different hours, approach the game a little differently in order to try and make that same money. That causes insane stress on the mind, on the body. But people carry on because they have to make money, right? Or you on PUA, or you're collecting unemployment, whatever the case may be, or you're out there facing the virus, in 2020. And the bottom line is the guy does not care. And in many of my videos, I have gone into a lot of detail of who this character is, where he comes from, right? His family escaped Persia, Iran. He came to New York. And you got to look at this guy's history to understand why he F's over people. And we have to collectively get rid of him. And I say not get rid of him like pop him, but get rid of him by applying a ton of pressure that investors see that a person constantly experimenting on workers is not setting up the company for a healthy future, right? And I had to make this video today. I know it's Our House Mondays. I'm going to give everyone shout outs, from David Garcia to Sherelle to Nifty 50 to Roy Watkins to Juan to Driver Steve to Road Share Warrior Rick to Ralph Clyburn to Eminem, JJ, David Channel. I acknowledge you all. Thank you for being here. Our House Mondays. I hope you're having a great week. But folks, we need to tweet more, Facebook more, and YouTube more so we get rid of the guy. Investors want their money back, and I'm sure many of the investors have made their money back and they've made more. Right now, the stock is not doing great. But the reason why we need to push this guy out, the reason why we need to connect with the investors and say this is not the right guy, is because he's destroying this company from the inside and from the outside. And I had to dedicate the segment to this asshole today because I had a rider in the car this morning at 5 a.m. First time I had this client, right? Private client. And he converted from Uber to using me now. He said he would use me full-time as a private driver. And he said to me, we get into this conversation for an hour, and he completely understood how drivers are getting shafted, how drivers are getting screwed over. And he said that I am not going to put up with the abuse from Uber anymore as a rider. And I'm like, really? Do you feel abused by Uber? And he said, absolutely, because not only are we, the rider, an experiment for Uber, but I fully understand after talking to all of these Uber drivers that they are also an experiment, an ongoing experiment, a constant experiment with Uber. And the conversation was fascinating. It was the first conversation that I've had with a rider who uses Uber frequently. He even flew nonstop through the pandemic, and he just said it got to a point where he could absolutely not go back. And I said, wow, what was it? And he said, there's a few things. The way we get treated as a rider currently, the way the company is treating drivers. I've spoken to tons of drivers, he said. And then he said, the fees have just got completely out of control, right? You know, he said, I would pay $60 to LAX. They want $180 now. And he said he completely understood why drivers were canceling, why drivers were cherry picking, because he said that after he asked the drivers how much they made out of the transaction, he said, it's no wonder you guys can't survive. It's no wonder you guys are pissed off. And he also understood that I was willing to pay 2x, 3x on the multiplier, right? But I'm not willing to pay $180, of which maybe the driver gets 30, 40%. He says, I know what the numbers are. I speak to drivers. I'm like, wow, you are a rider that really is dialed in, that really knows and speaks to the driver. And I said, I take my hat off. And he says, that is why I'm with you. He said, I got recommended to you. He said, you know, you're very reliable. You're always punctual. You always get the people to their destination safely. And you come highly recommended from one of my family members. So I'm sticking with you. I gave him my rates. My rates were way better than what Uber was charging, you know, him. And I am definitely making more out of this private rider, who's now my private client, than what I would be making even if I had to split the monies 50-50 or 60-40 with Uber, right? So how many times do you drive a week, sir? Well, at least 2 times a week to LAX. I fly to Texas. I have businesses there, and I fly back and forth 2 times a week. Throughout the entire pandemic, didn't miss one single week. Every week I fly twice. So I said, well, said to myself, that's a good client, right? And I'm excited to drive this individual, and I'm excited to have more conversations because he reached the tipping point as a rider with Uber. He says, I am done. I have literally handed in my divorce papers. I am completely done with this company because they play around here, they change there, they give you guys the multiplier, they take it away from you. I mean, this guy knew so much. And why did he know so much? Because he had so many good conversations with drivers, and he was asking the right type of questions. Ladies and gentlemen, what am I trying to say? What I'm saying is there is no consistency with Uber. There is no consideration for humanity, for the hardworking drivers from Uber. And this, my friends, since this arsehole took over this company, and we have to expose this fool on every single social media platform so that investors finally say, is this really the right fit for us? Is the guy that took over Uber and then sold off our driverless division for peanuts, is this guy that took over our company and then sold off the aerial part of Uber, the right type of guy? Is this guy that we hired as the CEO, who has absolutely no human skills, and no communication skills with his workforce, namely the drivers, the right fit for our company. And we have to really shove the story into the investor's face and say over and over again, look, dear investor, you put a lot of money and a lot of faith into this company. You put up big, big money, right? And your shares listed at 45, they went all the way down to 17. They came back maybe high as 60s, mid 60s, and they're back down to the 40s, maybe high 40s, maybe 50 today, right? And I see Abstract Echo, I see Sherelle, I acknowledge Roy, Julie Price says never going back to rideshare. I see Mr. DeVault, George Bassett, Udaya, Raj Kandal. I see you all, acknowledge you. Felix Golas is in the house. Abstract Echo, Jimmy's in the house. And all I can do is ask that we recirculate these videos, drop them in your Facebook pages, make your own tweets, make your own videos. Many of my friends have moved on and actually started channels. Rideshare Trickster, I'm very proud of him. He's taking a position. He's coming out hard and heavy against Dara Khosrowshahi, rightfully so. And interestingly enough, those type of videos that he's making, exposing the weaknesses of this fool, are getting a lot of views. People seem to be interested in that topic, right? And they're interested in finding out how can we topple him? How can we get rid of him so that change eventually comes? Got San Francisco Diamond Pikachu in the house. Just drove Uber for 4 hours and made 175. That's pretty impressive. Julie Price says, that's what I did. Went to Good Delivery and cherry picked the deliveries I'll take. Fantastic. So please help me expose this person, right? And I think I summed it up very, very well. How can I F you today? I mean, this is his slogan. He goes out there and experiments, changes, uses deceptive wording, bait and switch tactics. I mean, truly, he may not say it out loud, but in his mindset, you know, I sort of have a feeling he gets up and says, how can I literally screw these people over today, right? How can we extract more money from the riders? How can we extract more money from the drivers? At any cost, right? No matter what it will take, I will try and reach profitability. And that day is not going to come, ladies and gentlemen. Profitability will never, ever come. I'll tell any Wall Street, any financial guy, this company will never, ever be profitable. Why? Because people are leaving in droves. They're leaving. They're done, right? There's a few people hanging in there, making some decent money now, but wait till the pandemic's over, right? You'll have a ton of riders that are coming back, but the supply of drivers is just not there. That pond has dried up. You see it at LAX, you see it around the city. People are moving to taxis. People are looking for alternatives. As Roy Watkins says, the man is pure poison to the company and the drivers. And knowing that and saying that, it is our duty to put relentless pressure on this individual, on the company, so that they oust him, right? I'm just really surprised that they have not kicked him out yet. After all the mismanagement and failures and experiments and weak stock price, he's still in there. He's still in there. Diamond Pikachu says, hi, Professor, where are you from? Well, I was born in Washington, D.C. and grew up in Europe and South Africa. My accent is South African. DC Gig Worker 21 says, hello, I didn't drive today, but it was a big weekend in DC with Georgetown University graduation this past weekend and the Nationals playing at home all last week. Cool. At least it sounds like you made some money. DJ Isolated says, look into who and how Uber and Lyft were initially and continually funded. Exactly. That'll really tell you a lot. It's sort of that, trying to make those people a return at all costs, the people that are behind the company, the people that funded the company. But I have a message to you, dear investor, because I know you watch my videos, and I know you are rather upset and pissed off that I speak so poorly of your CEO. But if you guys don't see it, somebody has to shake you awake and tell you who you hired. You hired a dud. You hired a failure. Look at your stock price. Look at the drivers leaving the company. Look at the upset riders. Is this where you want to be in 2021 and you're still not profitable? No. So what do? Is you fire the guy, dear investors, the big money guys. You fire the guy. You put someone in place for half the salary, less than half the salary, $15, $20 million, that knows how to work people, and you go back to basics, right? You go back to basics. Paul Figueroa says, Guten Abend, Thorsten, mein Freund. Good evening, Paul Figueroa in San Diego. I also just had a call with Thomas Gibson, who was on the road. He's getting his Cadillac, and then he's trucking. I think he was returning from Mexico. Told him to drive safe. Continue him. Diamond Pikachu, thank you for throwing down $1.99. Very nice, great success. $1.99, great success. Continuum AC says, I do double app between Uber Eats and Grubhub same time on my bicycle and made nearly $300. Dude, I am hat off. I salute you. On your bike, double up between the apps on your bike and you make $300. You rock, my friend. You rock. Atlanta, Georgia. That's fantastic. DC Gig Worker says, bait and switch on the bonuses. I don't take issue with the bait. We need to have the savvy to have other gigs lined up when we anticipate these to drop in September. 100%. Very well said. Julie Price says, I keep getting emails from Lyft that I stopped driving for over a year ago that they need me to come back. Please come back. Please come back. We are so desperate for drivers. Drivers are not there. The drivers at LAX are not there, and they're not willing to work for 32 cents. And then somebody came marching into one of my videos and left a comment. I had to sort of slap him down and said, 32 cents is good money. And I said, really? Do you prostitute and whore yourself for 32 cents? I don't. Stand for something, right? Stand for something in life, right? Set a higher bar for yourself, right? But 32 cents from LAX, that's like basically, it's like a prostitute like opening her legs and say, screw me for free. Sorry to use that type of terminology, but that's how these guys are treating the individuals out there. But Miss Lizzie G says, hi, Prof, how are you? It's Moose says, under Dara K, Uber were heavily funded by SoftBank. SoftBank is from Japan. The Saudi investment fund is from Saudi Arabia. So the Japan SoftBank and the Saudis were the ones that put in the big money. And they got their money out. I mean, they got their money out, right? They definitely got their money out. Michael Fortner says, Dara loves effing us in the ass. That's pretty true. I would say so. SoftBank is from Japan, exactly. It's Matayoshi-san. Mr. Matayoshi-san, if you're listening, buddy, if you and your son are listening, this dude needs to go, right? And if you think it's cool to experiment with American workers, Australian workers, with German workers, South African workers, UK, if you guys in Japan and Saudi Arabia, the money guys, if you guys think it's okay to screw over all of these families, I have news for you. I have news for you, Saudi guys, and for you Japanese CEOs over there. I don't have good news for you. It's because we control the show, right? The drivers control the show. This is the reason why this guy is stressing. This is why you guys are sweating ball juice at the moment, right? It's because we are leaving and you got a guy in there who does not know how to run the show. And the reason why you guys are sweating ball juice over there in Saudi Arabia and Japan is because you're back at $45 where you started off, and you lost your driverless division, and you lost your Elevate division, and you lost all those other little subsidiaries that you sold off just to stay alive. Is because you have an asshole at the steering wheel of your ship. And dear investor in Saudi Arabia and dear investor in Japan, when you finally fucking wake up and smell your coffee, right, and you realize that this dud is not doing anything for you and definitely not doing anything for us companies and drivers out there, it is time to hire someone for a lesser price who knows more and who definitely knows how to treat people. Then, and only then, Mr. Saudi Arabia, and only then, Mr. Japanese CEO Mitayoshi-san, will your company start becoming healthier and start flourishing. But right now, you are literally flushing your company down the sewer, down the toilet pipes, by having this idiot run the show. He is truly, as Kevin Kaiser would say, the number one bullshitter. His mindset is, how can we go out there today? How can we screw over families? How can we screw over gig workers so that we can keep these guys in Saudi Arabia and Japan happy? You're not going to keep them happy, because as long as we are on the street and running the show and controlling the media and interjecting with social media, we will educate all the newbies and let them know who you are. You are a fraud. You are a master of bait and switch. You are a master of conning individuals. And dear Saudi investor, dear Japanese investor, Mr. Matayoshi, I'm going to say this one more time respectfully, right? Respectfully. I know you got big money, and you know you got big contacts, right? But you treat people atrociously. And that's not okay here in America. And that's not okay in Australia and New Zealand, right? It's not okay. We are not okay with that. That's why we are rebelling. That's why we are standing up. That's why we are rising up, right? I myself, I can tell you that your company owes me over $1 million in referrals. And I made a promise to the Saudi guy. I made a promise to the Japanese SoftBank guy. I made a promise to Dara that I will cost you $100 million educating people how to fight Uber legally, small claims court, class action lawsuits, educating people who these people really are, right? So it's up to you guys. It's up to you investors. It's up to you executives. It's up to you, Dara Khosrowshahi, Logan Green, John Zimmer from Lyft, to make the change, the cultural change. And that is, we need to treat drivers better. We need to pay them better. Stop bullshitting. Stop trying to find ways around the laws. Stop breaking the laws. Stop. I mean, Travis Kalanick, people would say he was a bad guy, but Travis Kalanick is a lamb, ladies and gentlemen. He's a little gentle lamb compared to this wolf, right? This guy's mindset is just, if we don't win here, how do we screw them there? If we don't outwit them here, how do we outsmart them there? If we don't beat them on the algorithm here, how do we fuck them over on the algorithm over there? If we give them something there, let's take away here. Let's introduce this experiment. Let's do this. Let's change the app over here. Every single week, American families, Australian families, Japanese families, Spanish families, Mexican families, Canadian families are stressed out because of the amount of stress that the company and these gig CEOs put on the workers, right? There's millions and millions and millions of us out there keeping the economy going, keeping people moving. But even the people that we are moving, the riders, have woken up. And I go back to the trip that I had this morning at 5 a.m. This guy left Uber. He had spoken to countless countless drivers during the pandemic. He flew in and out of LA and Texas twice weekly. And he said, Torsten, I am done with this fucking company. They are screwing over you guys. It's from a rider. And they are now screwing over us riders. We are done, right? He said, I will go out and buy myself a car, lease myself a car. I will leave it in the parking lot of the airport for 2-3 days. It will still be cheaper. Or I will hire you. You still come out as a private driver, right? Come out less expensive than these idiots who are really screwing us over. And he says, I will not participate in that experiment anymore. I will not be part of the experiment. And I said, that is so powerful. I said to this guy, that is so powerful that you can say, I will not be part of their experiment. I am not part of their experiment. I am not part of their bait and switch for a few years now, right? I refuse to be conned out of more money, right? I brought these people over 15,000 new drivers. At one point under Travis, both myself and the new drivers were actually making money until this dickhead came along, right? And then he tried to find ways in the language, in the guarantee, right? There was a guy who emailed me today and says, Torsten, you were right. I was promised $900. I thought I was getting it. I had made $820. And they said, well, you know what? You're only getting $80 because we guaranteed you 90. He says, I thought that as a newbie, I would get the $900. And I said, well, it's in the deceptive language, my friend. Jesus Playtime says we should get a media network so we can all come stop driving for the day. We got to organize another day where we actually stop driving, my friends. DC gig worker, I could not agree with you more. Ladies and gentlemen, Dara Khosrowshahi has to go. The guy at the top has to go. It's just nonsense the way he's running this company. It is nonsense the way he is treating families, right? Your family, my family. I said at some point, you will not treat me or my family this way. I'm better than that, right? And then I took the fight to them. I have cost these guys tens and tens of millions of dollars in this channel, right? Either by directing them in a new direction, showing them how to outsmart them, warning them of the bait and switch tactics, educating them about small claims court, educating them about all the class action lawsuits around the country. I have literally cost this company tens and tens of millions of dollars. And you say, well, why do you do that? Are you on a path of revenge? No, my strategy is the following, right? It's called a death by 1,000 cuts. The more I critique, the more I push, the more I hurt the company and this guy. I just want him out. I feel we can do so much better. I feel like we can get a CEO that will listen and respect us. So I've made it my mission, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a revenge mission. I've made it my mission to oust this fool. I've made it my mission to show investors over and over and over again, you've got the wrong guy. You got the wrong boy running the show. Look at your stock price. Look at what's happened to your company. Look at all of these assets that you had once upon a time. They're gone. They evaporated under this fool. Look at your driver force. We control them. You don't control them. You're throwing $250 million of bait and switch tactics. They're not working. They're still not falling for your antics. They're not falling for your bullshit. They're not coming anymore. Your riders are getting into taxis. This guy is truly fucking this company up from the inside and from the outside. And investors will finally see that this guy here on this channel, this rideshare professor, maybe we should listen to him. Maybe we need to make a new hire. Maybe we need to start looking for a guy that'll work for half the salary, $20 million, and that understands how to communicate and treat people and put families on the right track. Maybe he has a point, right? And I will pound the fucking drums. Excuse my French, ladies and gentlemen. I will play the drums and pound the ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom every single week. You know why? Because I can. You know why? Because I have a channel. You know why? Because people do listen to what I have to say, because I have a big subscriber base, right? Yeah. Am I edgy? 100%. Do I push the envelope? 100%. Am I afraid of these guys? No. You know, I ran casinos with drug syndicates around me, with people coming at me from all sides. I had hired security teams. I was driving around in bulletproof cars. If you think that I am afraid of this arsehole and the people behind this arsehole, you are wrong. They can come. I'm very, very well prepared, believe me, right? Just like I had to do when I ran businesses that were really, really tough to run, where not many people survived in that game, right? You got to know how to operate on the street. And it really, that type of skill set helps you when you're running a limousine company. It helps you when you are doing the security for CEOs and for rappers. And, you know, when you are doing it, your skill set from the past, right? That training you got in the army, the training that you got in those townships, in those ghettos, running casinos, has prepared me for assholes like this, right? So am I afraid? The answer is no, I am not afraid. Am I afraid in speaking up? No, I'm not afraid speaking up, right? But I'm trying to get it through to that investor that you made the wrong choice, right? And you should have learned by now, by the many, many, many poor executive decisions made on the top, that you've got the wrong boy running the show. It is very, very simple. Jesse Lemus says it loud and clear. F him, right? My new house is spectacular, ladies and gentlemen. I am so happy in my new house. It's massive. The garden, building waterfalls right now, terracing. It's beautiful. It's a great project. I'm getting a lot of joy out of it. It's giving me exercise. I was on the jackhammer, 50-pound jackhammer, for about 6 hours today. My neck, my arms are all just breaking up all the asphalt, extending areas, building, terracing it, staircases, doing a lot of work, right? But I'm absolutely loving. You guys think I'm talking shit? Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you here. Let me show you. Let me fucking show you. Let me show you. This is what we got to fucking do. Let me show you what we need to do now that we're talking jackhammers. Let me show you what we need to do to fucking Dara Khosrowshahi's fucking foundation. We need to rock Dara Khosrowshahi's foundation, ladies and gentlemen. Let me show you. I do crazy shit, right? Because somebody just provoked this. I should stick this up Dara Khosrowshahi's ass. But Dara Khosrowshahi, understand one thing. I'm like a fucking jackhammer. %. That's what I'm going to do to your foundation, Dara. I am going to fucking jackhammer your ass. It's like a machine gun. Now, my wife must think, what on earth is my husband doing down there at 9:30 at night, right? She must think this guy is a fucking maniac, my husband. Well, the truth is, we got to keep it real. I did literally shove that thing up his ass, and then I pulled the trigger, and he loved it. Dara loved it. Dara absolutely loved the jackhammer, right? But what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, that is who I am. I'm a jackhammer, and I'm going to rock that foundation until they get rid of him, right? So Mata Yoshi-san in Japan, see me as your jackhammer nightmare, because that's who I am, right? Anyway, that was fun. That was fun. That thing is over 50 pounds, and I was on that thing for 6 hours today. So, yeah, I'm having fun tearing my garden apart and building, terracing, and it's beautiful. Hell yeah, baby! Says my friend. How's the leg, Torso? The leg is pain, but the leg is getting better. The exercise is good. I appreciate you guys. Frank Kesey says, Mr. Pleasure. Absolutely. How are you? Frank Kesey in the house. Alex Alonso in the house. Anyway, the plot is getting clearer. Alex, the plot is crystal clear. We don't have to make it any clearer, right? We already, without lubrication. Dara Khosrowshahi gets the jackhammer without lubrication. Angel G, I love you back. Up his bumhole, says Jesse Lemus. Yes, I gave him the dry, non-lubricated jackhammer version. You guys heard it, right? I will rock his foundation every week without failure. Now, something funny to mix it up a little bit before I head to bed, because I've been working since 5 a.m. driving and jackhammering. I'm literally going on coffee and adrenaline right now. With no Vaseline. Scott Tucker, I love you. Vegas without Vaseline, baby. But this one I thought was quite funny. I really thought this was quite funny. It said here, from a tooth to an ankle monitor, here's what Uber riders left behind in the past year. This is what they left behind in your car. Isn't this funny? So it says, while Uber riders have been taking less trips as a result of the ongoing coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic, that didn't stop people from forgetting some strange stuff in the backseat of their ride, in the backseat of your car, right, over the last year. Each year, riders leave thousands upon thousands of items inside Uber's ride-sharing vehicles, ranging from common things like wallets and headphones to more unique items like toilet seats and bulletproof vests. Really, have you ever found a toilet seat or a bulletproof vest inside of your car that maybe a rider has left behind? Isn't that interesting? And do share some funny stories of what people have left in your car. I mean, I'm curious, right? But Uber recently released its 2021 Lost and Found index, offering an array of data related to lost items. By the way, that link, I'm going to walk you through that link, but I'm going to put that link underneath. Have a look at what cities are rather forgetful, like what cities leave a lot of stuff in the car, and what is left in the car at the end of the day, more interestingly. So Uber recently, Flo Kunle, I love you. How are you? Throws down $50. Says, Dara's got you playing with your jackhammer in your new basement. I guess he has to go. 100%. Flo knows me well. Love you, brother. And how are those beautiful kids and that lovely wife of yours? And folks, one of the happiest things around Christmas is receiving this beautiful video that Flo does with his family when they say, we wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And it's sung by Flo and his kids. It is very special. It touches my heart. I love you. Have missed you. Yeah, it's quite something if I have to bring out the camera, right? So thank you, Flo. I appreciate that. So Merkin says 5 years with Uber, 4.96 rating, just stopped working last Thursday. Let's see what's going to happen. IQ Boy says riders left no tips. And I'll tell you why they're not leaving any tips, IQ Boy, because they are paying through the roof right now. And you're not seeing any of that money that these riders are paying Uber. So they say, wow, we've got all these extra fees to pay now. Uber has jacked up our prices, right? They've jacked up our prices. So we don't have any tips left over for the driver. So who gets screwed over at the end of the day? Obviously the rider, because the The fees are gone through the roof. But the driver gets screwed over because there's no tips anymore, right? Sort of like a repercussion of that poor managerial decision that Dara Khosrowshahi did. Hi, Wire Days, gig driver, welcome. Tony Slaughter, you can take them to the Apple company and get money. Cool. I'll take my jackhammer to the Apple company. Harry says, you're doing a great job. Thank you, Harry. I appreciate you saying that. Harry Hayazavakian, I hope I pronounced that correctly. I appreciate you saying that. It's very, very awesome. Sharif Salah says, you're the best, my brother. I love you guys back. I appreciate you. You guys rock. Really, it's tremendous having you as friends and as rideshare family. It really is, right? A lot of these people touch my heart. They really do. A lot of the stories touch my heart. So back to this weird and wonderful stuff that people leave inside the cars. So Uber published this data. I'm going to leave the link because you guys got to have a look at it. It's actually quite funny. Bless you. Offering an array of data related to lost items as well as a step-by-step instructions on how to retrieve anything you may have left in the car during your most recent ride. And obviously this is for the rider. Over the last year, riders have most frequently forgotten phones, cameras, wallets, keys, bags, headphones. As always, riders aren't only leaving the usuals behind. We've seen folks forget everything from a single tooth to a mosquito net, to fresh shrimp, to a large painting of Kate Middleton, and so much more, said Zaid Al-Attaya, head of Uber's Lost and Found. Oh, they even have a head of Lost and Found. The 10 most frequently forgotten items in descending order are phones, cameras, wallets, keys, backpacks, luggage, headphones, glasses, vapes, e-cigarettes, IDs, licenses, and water bottles. Interesting. Interesting. AGD says a bag of weed was left in my car, and actually had a small little bag of cocaine left in my car, which I sort of evaluated at about $40,000, $50,000. I had these drug dealers leave coke in my car. Crazy. Mark Roughton, beep, beep, coming through. Abraham, I someone to shoot the Lyft drivers today. Why Lyft and Uber drivers target suddenly? Edwin Aquino says the CEO is not human. He's a devil. He is. He is a devil. He is absolutely the devil. So the most forgetful days for Uber, listen to this, the most forgetful days for Uber riders are Fridays and Saturdays, of course. Glug, 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 right? Alcohol, vodka, tequila, wine, beer. With the most forgetful times of the day, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. and midnight. The most forgetful days of the year were November the 1, following Halloween weekend, and January the 1st, New Year's Day. Yeah, because you've been drinking. You've been partying all night and you forget shit in the car, right? R.S. Clems is watching from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you as well. It's Moose says a walker was the funniest thing they left in my vehicle, a walker. Ivan 23 Caraventa says, who went to pick up in Huntington Beach? So interesting data, right? They can actually pinpoint the most frequent times, frequent dates that drivers actually leave stuff in the car. Among the most unique lost items in the past year were a tooth, an FBI bulletproof vest, a green dinosaur costume, antique rollerblades, a catheter. You know, where you piss into a catheter. Somebody left a catheter in this guy's car. Oh, that is gross. Hopefully it wasn't a urine-filled catheter. A tattoo machine. A prosthetic leg. He forgot his prosthetic leg in the car. How drunk were you, dude? You got out the car and you hobbled on one foot. You forgot your one prosthetic leg in the car, right? Unbelievable. I've never heard that. and part of an ankle monitor. Throughout the year, riders forgot more than $60,000 worth of cash in $60,000 worth of cash in Uber vehicles, with 17 riders having left more than $1,000 during a single trip. Harry says, you guys know, effing Uber upfront amp completely not working, only going down, not calculating. They are doing this on purpose. 100% they're doing it on purpose, because just like they were stealing tips and got caught, just like Amazon was stealing tips and got caught, they are doing everything and anything to screw you guys over, the driver, and make some extra pennies, some extra dollars on every single trip. And they're doing the same to the riders. Folks, there are many, many more other class action lawsuits in the pipeline. And folks on financial and Wall Street, you will never, ever see the day of light with this company, right? Dara virus, I found a used condom in my car. Yeah, I mean, that'll happen. Only a sweater was left behind once. We got to strike. I agree with Harry. Got to strike, strike, strike relentlessly. Hit them hard. So Uber riders are advised to take the following steps to recover any items left in the vehicle during a recent trip. Tap your trips and select the trip where you left something. Tap I lost an item. Contact driver about a lost item. Scroll down and enter the phone number you'd like to be contacted at, and tap submit. If you lost your personal phone, enter a friend's phone number. You can do this by logging into your account on a computer or using a friend's phone. Your phone will ring and connect you directly with your driver's mobile number. That's pretty interesting. I did not know that. If your driver picks up and confirms that your item has been found, coordinate a mutually convenient time and place to meet for its return. Now, if your driver, Indy, that's happened to me as well. If you confirm with your driver, hey, you've left your wallet, please, dear rider, leave your driver a good tip. I mean, he's basically being honest. He or she is being honest. I found your wallet. I'll bring you your wallet back. Reward them. Give them $100 or $200. You got your credit cards back. You got your drive. The amount of frustrations your driver has saved you by bringing your wallet, by bringing your phone back, by working with you. Take care of them, and not to the tune of 10, 20. Pay them $100 or $200 to your driver, dear rider. It's worth it, right? Do you want a driver to say, well, I didn't find your wallet, and you're stuck with these endless headaches, and maybe you've lost a lot of money, you have no proof, right? No. Thank your driver. Thank you, dear driver, for bringing my wallet back, for bringing my iPhone 11 back, for bringing my Android back, for bringing my wallet back, for bringing my prosthetic leg back, for bringing my bag of marijuana back. Here is a nice, juicy, handsome reward for you. Pay them $50, $100, $200. Take care of your driver, right? Hola, amigo. Gregorio Vargas in the house. I do want to highlight a friend of mine who's probably going to be at least number 2 or number 3, the second or third best boxing trainer in the world, Pete Smith. He just started his YouTube channel. I said I'd give him a shout out. I want to leave the link.
South Africa needs, because we're such a.
That's him there. He's speaking.
We're such a country. I think this country's just confused. We actually do appreciate and love one another, but there's some people that are just pulling away what really stands in. I really believe, you're the man to do it. You got that value of really making.
So he's talking to Kevin Lerena. I think Kevin Lerena is going to be one of the greatest boxers in his class. He's young. He's the up-and-coming star. They call him Two Guns in South Africa. But please, I'm going to leave you the link. If you can go and give him some subscribers. He's been my friend since a little kid. He's the guy that taught me boxing, Pete Smith, and he has cultivated some of the best fighters in his class. And Kevin Lerena, the guy that he's interviewing there, is creme de la creme. I mean, he's won, he hasn't lost. He's won everything, and he is the rising star of South Africa that is fighting in Europe and the United States now. Watch him. Just watch him. I will put money on this guy, right? So Pete Smith, I'm going to leave his channel. You can check it out, Pete Smith. He's got a lot of, he's done a lot of like, did a video on Mayweather facing that stupid, what's his name, Logan Paul. Really, really good videos. Now, I want to leave that link, 2020 Lost and Found Index. They say here the 10 most commonly forgotten items: the phone, camera, wallet, keys, backpack, luggage, headphones, glasses, vape, e-cigarettes, ID, water bottle. Now, here's a funny one for you. This is why I actually made the video. The 10 most forgetful cities. And when they say forgetful cities, they're talking about the rider. They're not talking about you, the driver. They're talking about the driver. And then when I look at these and say, okay, why is Austin, Texas, right? Why is Austin, Texas the #1 forgetful city that leaves the most shit in your car? It's because it's party central, guys. There's a party every single night on 5th Street down there. There's a lot of visitors, a lot of college kids, etc., like Michael Fortner correctly said. So Austin, Texas is the most forgetful city in the United States. And Jose Arizman says, here, Austin, Texas, baby. Now you're a driver. Your riders, my friend, earn the #1 position for forgetful cities. #2, Fort Myers in Florida. #3, also party city, Nashville, Tennessee. #4, party city, San Antonio, Texas. #5, Tampa Bay, Florida. #6, Houston, Texas. #7, Phoenix, Arizona. #8, Kansas City, Kansas. #9, Charlotte, North Carolina. #10, Sacramento, California. This is where drivers leave the most stuff in your car. Isn't that funny? Ivan23 says, yeah, they're all drinking cities, as Indy says. Correct, they're drinking cities. Ivan23 Caravanta says, I've gotten parking tickets for returning a wallet to an Asian student who had her passport and everything else to be able to leave the country the next day, and for double parking for picking up. I hope they gave you a great tip, my friend. I really hope they gave you a phenomenal tip. A rideshare Road Warrior Rick says, I won't do that area of Austin if I'm working in YH. Michael Fortner says, how do you feel about people sitting in the front seat? Me personally, I don't like it. I personally am glad since this pandemic started that they are no longer allowed to sit up front. I agree with you 100%. Jose says, Professor, you should have a list. What are the cities don't tip their drivers? Right. If we could get some data, we could call them out. We could expose these riders, right, and say, hey, you have taken the #1 city for being the poorest tipper. We've got to expose these fools. So the 50 most unique lost items in your car, I'm going to go through them. They're rather funny. A tooth. It was in my pocket and seems to have fallen out. #2, 22 Bundt cakes and a pan of macaroni and cheese. #3, washing liquid. #4, a nude corset. #5, part of an ankle monitor. Part of an ankle monitor. The guy's trying to break his ankle monitor off. #6, FBI bulletproof vest. #7, a cooler full of fish. Hopefully those weren't stinky fish, right? #8, fresh shrimp. Can you go home and cook them? Who knows? #9, a rolled up poster held with an elastic band. It says, end this bummer, with endless summer artwork. #10, a green dinosaur Halloween costume and a knife that is needed for the job. #11, rabbit legs. Why on earth do you leave rabbit legs in a car? Number 12, unicorn tail and a piñata. Number 13, a framed Beauty and the Beast signed picture in a plastic case. Thanks, Moose. Number 14, antique rollerblades. Antique rollerblades, Christmas plates, and a cookie jar. Wow. Andrew Bibe says, a customer left condoms in my backseat. He was with a girl and I dropped them off after their dinner date. I wonder if he still got lucky as those fell out of the back pocket. Well, he might have been lining himself up for the big night, and then he realizes, shit, I left my condoms in my Uber. Not happening tonight, so he's not getting lucky. Eddie Cueva says, approved. Uber always screwing us over. 100%, Eddie. You nailed it, buddy. Julie Price says, I would always keep my stuff in my front seat so they wouldn't try and sit in the front. Smart idea. I like that. So, number 15, a fur cover for my knee scooter because I broke my foot. Number 16, a toilet seat and welcome door sign shaped like a lemon with a blue ribbon on it. How weird is that? Number 17, a sushi platter, a whole sushi platter left in the car. Number 18, large painting of Kate Middleton, a small painting of the Grim Reaper. Weird. And by the way, I'm going to leave that entire list under the video. So if you want to have a good laugh and find out what has been found in different drivers' cars, here it is, folks. Number 19, a little purple hair bonnet. Number 20, my bath set and a sack of potatoes. Number 21, frozen meat, a lot of it. Wow. Number 22, a catheter, hopefully not a urine-filled catheter. Number 23, a leopard print pink bikini. A leopard print pink bikini. Wow. Number 24, special items from Victoria's Secret. Wow. Number 25, wig brush in the trunk. Number 26, a machine foot for sewing. Number 27, my neck brace and my diary. Number 28, hospital scissors. Hospital scissors. Number 29, otter plush animal. Number 30, my Harry Potter wand and a feather pen. I'm going to conduct some spells in the guy's car. Number 31, false eyelashes and dish soap. Number 32, headband with horns and an oxygen tank. Number 3, mannequin head. Number 34, my welding hood. Crazy stuff. Number 35, black cane with a skull handle. Number 36, my birth certificate that was inside an UGG earmuff box. 37, a popcorn bucket from Disney World. Number 38, dog collar with a tag that says nugget. Number 39, a tattoo machine. Number 40, raw chicken and 20 pounds of salt. Raw chicken and 20 pounds of salt. Hey, I left something in my car. Raw chicken and 20 pounds of salt. Can you bring it to me? Bye-bye. Number 41, a clear face shield with a ladybug stripe on the forehead. Number 42, crystal chandelier. Number 43, 1 can of crab meat and a package of lobster for business. 44, 1 pound of smoked salmon. Number 45, a prosthetic leg left in your car. Holy shit. How can you leave your prosthetic leg in a guy's car? Number 46, wine and my edibles, marijuana edibles. 47, my dog's ashes. My dog died as carrying the ashes. I left them in your car. Number 48, an angel charm. Number 49, ham for Thanksgiving is in the trunk. 50, mosquito net. Most forgettable days and times. As we've seen consistently across the world, Uber riders are most forgetful on Friday and Saturday and late at night. People are most forgetful at 8 p.m., 11 p.m., at midnight, reporting the most items left behind all of those times. Some of the most forgetful days of the year last year were November the 1st, Halloween weekend, January the 1st, New Year's Day, and February the 17th, late night after Mardi Gras. Glug, 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 they're drinking. Lost items that peak on certain days. People are most likely to forget backpacks and groceries on Mondays. People are most likely to forget cameras on Tuesdays. People are most likely to forget cash on Wednesdays. People are most likely to forget celebratory items like birthday cards, cakes, and gifts on Thursdays. People are most likely to forget their IDs and baby items, including car seats, pacifiers, milk, and strollers on Fridays. People are most likely to forget jewelry on Saturdays. People are most likely to forget phones on Sundays. Very strange. 2021 lost and found trends. From staycation to vacation, and after a year of quarantine, it's no surprise Uber riders are starting to choose safe vacations over other staycations. We've seen sunshine seekers forget Tommy Bahama beach chairs and snorkel gear, and we've seen ski bums forget snowboards and black diamond hiking poles in cars. Sweet tooth, more than 60 riders forgot their gold grills, Invisalign retainers, a full or partial set of dentures, not to mention the handful of folks who left behind single teeth. Life in color. Over the last year, riders lost turquoise and peach-colored belongings least often, and it was red, blue, pink, and green items that were left behind more frequently. So this is an interesting link. I'm going to leave it underneath. Go over it. Have a good laugh. We're over the 1 hour mark. I am so tired. I am exhausted. I will leave the link to this lost and found. I've just got another booking. Fantastic. That's another $300 booking I just got. That's wonderful. And then also, please do me a favor. And that's Pete Smith, the trainer, and then that's probably the best up-and-coming fighter, Kevin Lorena.
Going through in a competitive world.
Please go and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to leave it below. My good friend Pete Smith, who also taught me how to box. So yeah, that's it. I had a lot of fun. We've got 89 people in the house. Please hit that like button, smash that like button. Anybody in here for a 60, anybody for a 61, 62, 63 likes? If you haven't, thank you. We're on 62 with 62. Please, I love the likes. Why? Because they help me in those algorithms. They help show the reason why you should like this one, because the more likes we have, the more the algorithms show the video of Dara Khosrowshahi, because I have those keywords in the title, the description, and in the keywords. And this is the arsehole we want to expose, right? Dr. Evil, the #1 CEO, screwing over workers and families worldwide. Meet driver enemy #1, Dara Khosrowshahi, right? Who has to spend $2 million on his security because it's people that he's effed over that are after him. Now, one more time, we are going to give Dara Khosrowshahi the jackhammer, no lubrication, no Vaseline, right? This one's for you, Dara Khosrowshahi, because I am going to shake your foundation, and I'm going to shake. This thing's 50 pounds, folks. It's 50 pounds, this thing. I'm going to shake the foundation of Dara Khosrowshahi and Uber until they start listening. That's it. No lubrication, no Vaseline. That one was yours sincerely from Rideshare Professor. Share it. Share it. The crazy Rideshare Professor. And again, I know my wife is thinking, what on earth? What on earth is he doing down there? What is he doing down there? Is he dismantling the house? Is he breaking it apart? What is Torsten doing down there in his new office? Right? We've got to have some fun, folks. F him up. Exactly. We will. And that poor security entourage that he has hired, they must be on the alert all the time because people are gunning for this guy. People do not like this character, right? He has screwed over a lot of families, and people are not happy about that, right? He might like the jackhammer. He might sit on it. You never know. You never know how this guy rolls. There's a lot of unknowns about this guy. He might really like that jackhammer. Maybe his wife operates a jackhammer on him. Who knows? We don't know. So let me just see. Sounds great. Just send pickup, location, and time, and I will take care of them. Now, this is the owner of Keys of Venice, who sold the company for $2.2 billion. Money's no object to them. So no lube Mondays. No, it's our house Mondays. But today we gave it to Dara Khosrowshahi. No Vaseline, no oil, no lube. And I'm thinking I should maybe buy his wife one of these jackhammers, right? Because I have a feeling she would be using it a lot, and I have a really strong feeling he would be loving it, that jackhammer. It's loud, it's vicious, it's heavy, it's 50 pounds. I was working that thing for 6 hours today. What a great workout. Your whole body like da-da-da-da-da-da. Man, I was just perspiring and sweating in the sun. I drank so much water. I made myself a big steak and a big salad. I was so hungry after 6 hours of jackhammering, and all I could think of, Dara, take this, Dara, here's the jackhammer, we are drilling the foundation of Uber in San Francisco, we are shaking you guys up, we're shaking up your office, while I was getting the job done. It was too funny. Razak Kibod says, get Dara a flashlight that won't release and his razor blades. It's like, oh my God, the guy's getting creative now. But let's not get too carried away. But hey, guys, thank you. I appreciate you all. Art-Time Gamer in the house. And have a good one, folks. We're in there for 1 hour, 7. Flo Kunle, I appreciate you, my brother. It's good to see you here. Thank you, everyone, for participating. We had a lot of people in here today. DC throws down $4.99. Much appreciated. High five. Very, very nice. Great success. Great success. Fire Dara. Fire Rosenblatt. Yeah, where's Alex Rosenblatt? Right here, Trickster. Dude, your video's got a lot of views. We doubled your views. Trickster, that was a great video. That was a great video that Rycheck Trickster did. Thank you, DC Gig Worker. Thank you, Flo Kunle. Thank you, Trickster. I made a video on the sticky surge, and Rycheck Trickster was showing how to really, really maximize the surge. And literally all of his evidence was showing that Uber lost on every one of his rides. He wasn't doing anything illegal. It's a fantastic. Pavel's in the house. Pavel Rospotnyuk. Thank you, my brother. Good to see you, Pavel. Missed you, buddy. Sherelle, have a great night. Tony, have a great night. Roy Watkus, have a great night. Tony Slaughter, have a great night. It's Moose, have a great night. Slick Nick in the house. Let's flush Dara. I mean, I think we did more than flushing today. I think Right, she tricks is low, Cheryl. Jose Hernandez says, check this out. Uber is desperate. Check out the rate of this passenger I had this weekend, but the real thing show up, so I got cancellation fee. Wow. Awesome. 76. We got it up from 60 to 76. Maybe there's 4 out there. If we could get it up to 80, that would be powerful. That would make my day. Anybody for 76? Anybody for 77? Anybody for 77? Anybody for 77? Anybody for 78? Anybody on the current bidders number 70, 76? 76. Anybody for 77? Can we go? Oh, we're on 79. Can we make 80? Make my night. Make my evening, ladies and gentlemen. I will do the jackhammer for you next. We made 80. I love you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great one. Happy Monday. Have a fantastic week. F Uber, F Luber, F Lyft. And we're going to get his ass fired, right? And we're going to give him more of that jackhammer. Appreciate you guys. Everyone be well. Harry, be well. Yisrael, be well. Sherelle, be well. You guys rock. I love you all. Thank you, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.